What if everything you thought you knew about the world was wrong? Beneath the surface of our everyday lives, powerful forces are at work. Hidden societies, secret groups, and shadowy figures who have shaped history in ways we can't even begin to imagine. They pull the strings behind global events, control the rise and fall of empires, and influence the course of humanity itself. In the next few moments, you'll uncover the truth behind the most mysterious and powerful secret societies the world has ever known. The Illuminati, the Freemasons, the Knights Templar, and the Council of Nine, groups that have quietly shaped our world for centuries. So stay with us. What you're about to discover will change everything. The Illuminati, masters of the hidden hand. In the shadows of history, where whispers travel faster than light and secrets are kept from even the most curious eyes, one name has echoed through the ages: the Illuminati. But who are they really? What do they want? And how have they managed to remain so influential despite centuries of supposed disappearance? Let us travel back to 1776, a year forever etched in the annals of history. A small town in Bavaria, Germany, became the birthplace of a secret group that would later become the subject of countless conspiracy theories. Led by a professor named Adam Weishaupt, the Order of the Illuminati was founded under the guise of promoting Enlightenment ideals, reason, freedom, and the overthrow of oppressive monarchies and the Church. To the naked eye, they appeared to be scholars and philosophers, striving for a world of knowledge, peace, and rational thought. But what was truly hidden beneath this veil of enlightenment? In the darkened corners of their meetings, where no outsiders dared to listen, the Illuminati were plotting more than just the intellectual revolution of society. They were laying the foundation for an invisible empire. Their goal was far grander than political change. They aimed to reshape the very structure of human civilization, crafting a new world order led by a select few. By the late 18th century, the Illuminati's influence began to spread like wildfire. They infiltrated the most prestigious universities, became advisors to kings and queens, and guided the political ideologies that would fuel the flames of revolution. The seeds of the French Revolution, the American Revolution, and countless others were sown in the dark, within the secretive halls of the Illuminati. Yet despite this rapid expansion, something began to change. In 1785, just 9 years after the Illuminati was founded, the Bavarian government moved to crush this rising threat. They disbanded the organization, sending its members into hiding with a vow that no one would ever speak of them again. Or so it seemed. The public had been led to believe that the Illuminati had been destroyed, buried beneath the weight of its own secrecy. But could that really be the end? The truth, however, is far more sinister. Even as they officially disappeared, rumors began to swirl, whispers from those who claimed that the Illuminati had never truly vanished. What if they had simply gone underground? What if they had quietly continued their influence, pulling the strings of world events from the shadows? Their name, once a symbol of intellectual pursuit, had morphed into something far more dangerous, a symbol of covert control and manipulation. Over the centuries, this fear only grew. The Illuminati, now regarded as a group of shadowy figures, was said to manipulate everything, from global economies to the rise and fall of nations. Governments, military operations, and international organizations were all suspected to be pawns in a much larger game. How many historical events, revolutions, and wars were set in motion by the hand of this secretive order? Were they behind the French Revolution, steering it toward chaos to create the conditions for their own rise to power? Did they have a hand in the creation of the United States, carefully planning its constitution, ensuring it was built on ideals that would serve their hidden agenda? As the years passed, the fear surrounding the Illuminati only deepened. Symbols tied to them began appearing in places no one had expected, in government buildings, in secret treaties, and on the backs of currency. The most famous of all? The all-seeing eye, often seen on the Great Seal of the United States. Was this just a coincidence? Or was it a subtle nod to the Illuminati's lasting influence? And then came the 20th century. The Illuminati's shadow began to stretch even further. New organizations, some claiming to be offshoots of the original group, began to surface. The Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, and others. Organizations whose meetings were closed to the public and whose decisions seemed to affect the entire globe. Some believed these were the modern-day faces of the Illuminati, continuing their agenda of world domination. With each passing decade, more and more public figures were linked to them. U.S. presidents, world leaders, and CEOs, men who seemed to hold extraordinary power, were said to be part of the Illuminati. Were they merely working for the greater good, or were they puppets in a much larger, invisible game? Was this world truly being governed by a handful of unseen hands? As you think about the world around you, ask yourself, do you see the hidden influence of the Illuminati in the news, in the decisions made by the rich and powerful? What if they're still watching, still pulling the strings, guiding the course of humanity toward their own end? The truth may never fully come to light. And perhaps that's the scariest part of all. Because the Illuminati are not just a conspiracy. They are a symbol of something far darker, something that thrives in secrecy, in the shadows, and in the unseen spaces of our world. The Freemasons, builders of shadows. There are societies that shape the world from the shadows, societies that exist in plain sight but are hidden in plain sight as well. The Freemasons are one such group. For centuries, they've been regarded as an innocent fraternal order, a brotherhood built on ideals of charity, fellowship, and moral integrity. But the truth about the Freemasons is far darker, and their influence runs deeper than most would ever imagine. The story of the Freemasons begins long before they became a symbol of mystery and power. Their origins can be traced to the ancient guilds of builders in medieval Europe, skilled craftsmen who worked on the great cathedrals, castles, and monuments of the time. But these weren't just workers. They were keepers of secret knowledge, the guardians of ancient wisdom passed down through generations. Knowledge that wasn't meant for the eyes of the uninitiated. In the early days, Freemasonry was about the construction of buildings, grand structures that would stand for centuries, symbols of human achievement and devotion. But as time passed, something changed. The Freemasons began to build more than just physical structures. They began to build power, influence, and a network of secrecy that would reach into the highest levels of society. By the 17th and 18th centuries, Freemasonry had grown into a global organization with a network that spanned continents. Kings, politicians, military leaders, and scholars all counted themselves among the members. The more powerful the Freemasons became, the more their secrecy grew. They held meetings in private, under the cover of darkness, where no one but the initiated could see. And in these meetings, they made decisions that would affect the very course of history. What was it that the Freemasons were truly after? Was it simply to better themselves? Or were they working toward something far greater? Some believed that the Freemasons were a shadow government, controlling nations and economies from behind closed doors. Could they have had a hand in creating the American Revolution, guiding it to ensure that the new country would serve their interests? Were they the true masterminds behind the formation of modern democracies, using their secret power to mold the political landscape? The Freemasons are said to have been involved in some of the most significant events in history, from the founding of the United States to the formation of the United Nations. But what lies behind their rituals, their symbols, their secrecy? Is their hidden knowledge locked away, a knowledge so powerful it could change the world? Some claim that the Freemasons possess ancient secrets, secrets about the nature of the universe, the hidden truths of the past, and the future of mankind. And what of their most famous symbols? The square and compass, the all-seeing eye. What do these symbols really mean? Are they simply tools to remind members of their moral duties, or are they codes, cryptic messages meant to convey something far more dangerous? Today, the Freemasons remain a mysterious presence. Their influence is felt in everything from politics to culture, business to religion. But the more we uncover about them, the more questions arise. Are they really just a group of men who want to make the world a better place? Or is there something darker at play here? The Freemasons have always been a part of the shadows, their influence stretching across centuries. But as you look deeper into their world, one thing becomes clear. The more we know about the Freemasons, the less we seem to understand. Lurking in the shadows, the unseen forces of influence. In the world, there are forces at work that most of us cannot see, hidden behind the veil of everyday life, moving quietly, shaping the world in ways we will never fully understand. These forces are not bound by nations, borders, or governments. They are organizations, groups, and societies whose power stretches into every corner of the globe. And they are operating in the shadows, hidden from public view. Some of the most powerful forces that control the course of history are entirely unseen by the public. These hidden forces are made up of secret societies, groups of the wealthy elite, and powerful figures who control global events from behind closed doors. They don't make headlines, they don't show up on TV, but their fingerprints are all over the world. Wars, political revolutions, economic crashes, they've all been shaped by these unseen hands. What if everything you know about world events is wrong? What if the wars, the elections, the economic collapses, all of them were carefully planned by a group of people in positions of incredible power? These secret societies are not mere conspiracies. They are the forces that determine the fate of nations. Some say these groups have been around for centuries. The Illuminati, the Freemasons, the Bilderberg Group, and other organizations have long been suspected of pulling the strings of global power. They meet in secret, making decisions that affect millions of people. And because they remain hidden, we have no way of knowing what they're planning. The truth is out there, but it is hidden from view. What if these groups are not just manipulating the economy or politics, but shaping the very future of humanity? Are we truly in control of our destinies, or are we simply following the path laid out for us by those who operate in the shadows? The deeper you look into these unseen forces, the more you realize that nothing is as it seems. The world is not governed by the people we elect. It is governed by those who pull the strings behind the scenes. And when you begin to see this, you can never look at the world the same way again. The Knights Templar, guardians of ancient secrets. As the sun set over the cobblestone streets of medieval Europe, one group stood in the shadows, their cloaks fluttering in the wind, guarding secrets so powerful that the very fate of kingdoms rested in their hands. They were the Knights Templar, a secretive and highly skilled order of warrior monks whose legacy remains shrouded in mystery and intrigue. But behind their noble image as protectors of the weak and keepers of sacred relics, the Templars held knowledge and power that would send ripples through the corridors of history. The origins of the Knights Templar trace back to the early 12th century during the Crusades. The order was initially formed as a group of knights tasked with protecting Christian pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. But something extraordinary happened along the way. These knights, bound by vows of secrecy and loyalty, became far more than mere soldiers. They amassed incredible wealth, land, and influence throughout Europe. Their coffers were said to be filled with treasures that seemed to have no end, leading some to wonder, what was the true source of their power? The Templars were rumored to have discovered something far more significant than gold and jewels on their journey to the Holy Land. Something ancient, something lost. What if the Templars had uncovered secrets from the depths of history, hidden relics or sacred texts that could change everything we know about the past? Some suggest they found the Holy Grail itself, or perhaps even the Ark of the Covenant, two of the most coveted religious artifacts in history. But the Templars were careful to protect what they had found, hiding it from the eyes of the world. As they grew in power, so did their enemies. In 1307, the King of France, Philip IV, deeply indebted to the Templars, turned against them, using their supposed heresy as a pretext to have their leaders arrested and executed. But even as the order was destroyed in Europe, the mystery of the Knights Templar did not end. The destruction of the Templars was not the end. It was only the beginning of an even greater mystery. What happened to the treasure they had amassed? What happened to the ancient knowledge they had uncovered? Some believe that the Templars went underground, continuing their mission to protect their secrets from the prying eyes of the world. Their legacy, though seemingly erased from history, lives on in symbols hidden in plain sight, in cathedrals, churches, and even the architecture of modern cities. There are whispers that the Templars were involved in the founding of the United States. The Freemasons, with their own history of secrecy and influence, have long been rumored to share ties with the Templars. Is it possible that the secret knowledge of the Templars shaped the foundations of America? Could the legacy of the Knights Templar still be influencing world events today? The most chilling question of all is whether the treasure and knowledge that the Templars hid away still exists. If it does, then somewhere out there, a group, perhaps the descendants of the Templars themselves, are watching, waiting, guarding those secrets. And if they ever choose to reveal them, the world as we know it could be irrevocably changed. The Council of Nine, architects of reality. In the quiet corners of history, there exists a shadowy group known only to a few, a group so secretive, so mysterious, that most people have never even heard of them. They are called the Council of Nine, a group said to hold the power to influence the course of humanity itself. Their influence stretches far beyond political borders and corporate giants. They are the architects of reality, the hidden puppeteers of our existence. The origins of the Council of Nine are as elusive as the Council itself. Some claim the group has been in existence for centuries, while others suggest they only emerged in the 20th century, as the world began to shift in unpredictable ways. What is known is that this council is made up of 9 individuals, no more, no less, each with immense power in different sectors of society. They come from varying backgrounds: business tycoons, political leaders, scientists, and even spiritual leaders, but their unifying factor is their ability to see and shape the hidden patterns that govern our world. But what makes the Council of Nine truly terrifying is their ability to shape events before they happen. They are said to have access to information that most of us cannot even imagine. Information about the future, about the true forces at play behind world events. And they use this knowledge to subtly manipulate the course of history, bending it to their will without us ever realizing it. Some believe that the Council of Nine controls the world's most powerful organizations, pulling strings behind the scenes in ways that no one could possibly understand. They supposedly use their influence to direct global politics, business deals, wars, and even technological advancements, all while maintaining complete secrecy. Every major shift in history, the rise and fall of empires, the great economic crashes, even technological revolutions, has been said to have been orchestrated by the Council of Nine. Their existence, like so many secret organizations, is difficult to confirm, but the rumors are persistent. According to some, the Council holds meetings in secret, places hidden from the eyes of the public, where they discuss the future of humanity and decide how to direct the course of the world. Their methods are subtle, their plans long-term. They do not act hastily, but they are always thinking ahead, setting in motion events that will unfold years or even decades down the line. What is their ultimate goal? Some say that the Council of Nine seeks to usher in a new world order, a world where they alone control the fate of every individual. Others suggest that they are preparing for something far more radical, the transformation of human consciousness itself. Through their control over technology, media, and politics, they might be shaping a future where reality itself is no longer what we know it to be. But one thing is certain: this council operates in secrecy, and they will stop at nothing to protect their vision for the future. Whether they are manipulating global economies or advancing humanity's technological reach, the Council of Nine holds the key to a future that is still hidden in the shadows. As you listen to this, ask yourself, who is really in control? Is the world we see around us the product of our own choices? Or is it the result of unseen hands shaping our reality from behind the scenes? And if the Council of Nine exists, and if their influence is as deep as some believe, then how much of our future has already been decided? And so, as the shadows of history fade, the secrets that have shaped our world remain hidden just out of reach. The Illuminati, the Freemasons, the Knights Templar, the Council of Nine, each of these powerful groups has left an indelible mark on the course of humanity. Whether through whispers of forbidden knowledge or the subtle manipulation of global events, their influence has been felt across centuries, shaping the world we know today. But the truth is, we may never truly understand the full extent of their power. What we've uncovered today is only the tip of the iceberg, a glimpse into a world that exists just beyond our perception. The question is, what does the future hold? Who are the hidden forces still operating in the shadows, guiding the world towards an unknown destiny? One thing is certain: these societies are far from gone. And as long as they remain, the mysteries of our world will continue to unfold piece by piece, revealing secrets we may never fully comprehend. So the next time you look around, ask yourself, what is really going on behind the scenes? The answers may be closer than you think, but they are still locked away, waiting for the right moment to be revealed.